So this morning we're back on this AMG, and it was the one I made a video about. It had a leak. I'll tell you more about that later. Right now, I'm gonna put into commission a new set of service valves, R134, generic, different brand names from different sources on eBay, Amazon, and I'm always trying new ones to see who's good, who's bad. You know, Yellow Jacket is always good. That's all I gotta say. The Ritchie line, so you'll never go wrong there. But I burn through these so often, and if you've seen all my videos of failures, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. When you use them 6-8 times a day, you wear out that shaft seal inside there eventually. But preventive, from the very first time you use them, is your most important time not to damage them. You get a brand new set, it's nice and dry. Way down inside there, there's an O-ring down inside here. And if it's nice and dry and your fitting is dry, you put it on a car that has a fitting dry, or you put it on a car that the fitting is dry and corroded and it's lumpy and crusty with white aluminum oxide, or it has sand on it, you have a dry fitting, you put little micro scrapes way down there in that seal, and from that day on you may have really small leaks under vacuum, but you'll never see it, because if you're a guy who uses analog gauges, your gauge needle will not move, but air is going into the system under a really slow leak. But because you don't own good digital gauges and you own analog gauges, you'll never see that leak. So let's get, first thing, see that little O-ring on there. And what I've noticed on some of these cheaper guys, the O-ring will be the wrong size for what they're trying to use it for. But I won't even go over that and try to check that right now, right away. I'll just put a tiny bit of nylog or silicone grease, dielectric grease, what you call spark plug boot grease, is an excellent vacuum sealant. So there we go. We got a little bit of nylog. Come on, leave your string on her, and get that over there. So that's the very first thing you do to prevent that leak. That's if this guy gets in there. Let's see if we go in. Do we go in? There. That won't leak. Then, of course, you'll tighten it up a little. You don't have to. All you have to do is that, and as long as it doesn't back out, vacuum cannot pull through that nylog. Even if I removed that O-ring and I just put nylog in there and I drew a vacuum, most likely it will not leak under vacuum, even missing the O-ring. That's how good nylog or silicone grease, they're different substances, but they both work. Now another thing, you want to make sure on your very first application, you have a little bit of lubricant on the side. See how it's on the outside? That's your lubricating part. And if you want to get really anal about it, you would put it right on the inside. Give it time to go down so it coats that O-ring that's deep down inside there. And let's see if I could zoom in on that. Deep down inside there, there's a green O-ring. So what I normally do, but I'm doing a video so I'm not going to do it right now. Normally I'll put a little coat of nylog here, let it sit for 5 minutes so the nylog can travel. Oh, let me zoom back out. So the nylog could goop down, soup and ooze down, and go over the O-ring and coat the O-ring, and then put it into use. But right now I'll just do this, and that's for the low side, not the high side. So let's go over here. I'm only going to show you this on the low side. There's no more reason for me to show you the low and high, because they're exactly identical. Take that out of the way, take that out of the way. And remember, you pull back on your coupling, square it up, push down. Oh, this is, what is this going to be tight on me? Oh, it would be nice too, god dang it, if I noticed that it was screwed all the way down, and try to do this one-handed while making video. Now we're open. Now, put it on there, pull up that coupling, push it down, release that coupling, pull on it a little bit, because sometimes you make a mistake and you might tighten on to nothing. And so now I could tighten now. Now they just replaced everything, but I'm just doing this just to show you. Now I'm ready to go. I could hook up my hoses. And that's it. All right, catch you on the next video, and I'll explain why after my first video they had to change a new condenser and they put on a new line. Remember that leak that I found on that last video on this car? Well, the explanation's coming in the next video.